Hey there, my name is James Nielsen Watt, and I'm the CEO of Healthcare Business Secrets. And in this video, I'm going to run you through how I was able to help my client grow their healthcare practice by 400% in 12 months. Now, if you follow along entirely with this video, you're going to learn exactly the steps that's required to give you the insane growth similar to what I had with one of my clients. And I've done this with practices in 20 different industries, 14 countries, and over 250 of them. And it's a simple framework that's focused on three primary things. The first thing is getting more clients. Now, that's a given. All of us feel like we need to get more clients, and partly that is true, but in some instances, that is the sole thing that's needed to get that business to grow to the next level. Because without the next two things that I'm about to talk about, getting more clients won't get you the growth that you want, because you're going to reach what we call a capacity issue. So in a practice, there are two primary growth restrictions. The first is volume, and the second is capacity. Volume is where you have a bucket that's big but empty. You have a big capacity, but you have a small volume, right? That is client volume. The second is capacity issue. You have lots of water and a small bucket. Both of those restrict growth, obviously, in different ways, and both of them require different pieces of the puzzle to solve it, right? Now, when you're looking at any practice and you're looking at your own practice, typically, most of us have a capacity issue, not a volume issue. Once we fix the capacity issue, suddenly volume is able to actually come in. And it's because we're looking at our bucket and thinking, oh man, it's not taking more water. But we don't realize that there's actually a lid on that bucket and a small hole to drip the water in. And we're on the other side thinking, man, my bucket's empty. Now, your bucket could be empty, but it's not actually empty. You just got to take the flipping lid off. And so what I'm talking about is, if you have the ability to convert and retain your clients, and you have practitioners, and you have systems and processes, and ready to kind of go to the moon, pouring more clients in will help you grow. If you don't have those things, pouring more clients in will just create problems for you, because you'll have a whole lot of churn. Churn is where a client comes in and then they leave. Most of us, we don't convert people efficiently, and so we need far more clients coming through the door, far more leads, than the next practice. And so our marketing budget is higher because we have to spend more money to bring in more clients. We also don't have the ability to retain those clients very well because our systems aren't there, and our quality of service isn't there, and how we present what we offer, even if we do have a quality service, isn't there. And so people don't see the value, and so they don't stick around. The problem with that is, if you spend, let's say, $100 to acquire a client, and they come in for 2 visits at $50 each, then all you did was make your money back. You have to have a third visit before you even make some profit, not factoring in, of course, the hard costs of running a practice, just purely off of revenue generated and then ad spend. And so when we're looking at these things, we have to know our numbers, and we have to understand what our cost to acquire a client is, and we have to know what our conversion rates are, and we have to know what our lifetime value is. Now, the easiest way around this is simply to have what I call a premium program. A premium program is a process that you take clients through to get them results in a more guaranteeable, systemized fashion, because you've actually thought about it for 5 minutes. So instead of offering per session services where you allow the client to dictate, you instead have a process that you take a person through to get them results. And the only way to work with you is to go through that process. Now, what that allows you to do is, not only can you package up more value into that, and therefore you can charge a premium, but you're also able to get clients to come back because they have to follow the process, which means that they get better results, which makes them happier, which helps your growth, and you get consistency of visits, and therefore consistency of revenue. So there's 2 ways to run a premium program. You can get people to pay up front, $1,500 for 3 months worth of treatment for chronic pain, for example, or more like what we do in our practice is same thing. It's $1,500 if you work it out, but most people pay per session, kind of like a payment plan. But you still work with us for the same period. You get the same value, you just pay per session. And what that allows us to do is to predictably generate revenue, because we know that people are going to follow through in that process. And if they drop out at certain points, we can track and figure out why. Whereas if you are going per session with somebody, there's a multitude of reasons as to why they don't follow through, and it's very hard to track and figure that out because you don't have a process where you would expect a certain follow-through rate, right? So with a premium program, what you're doing is you're literally saying, hello, Mr. Client or Mrs. Client, what's going on with you, and what do you want to achieve? And from that process, you figure out the best method to get them there, and that becomes your program. And so now you can turn around and say, like we do, we work with people with chronic pain, chronic stress, and we help them to improve their functional quality of life. Most of our clients suffer with sleep issues and pain issues. They've tried all kinds of drugs and therapies, and they get temporary relief. They often are more stressed and anxious and just don't feel good in general life. And we help them to thrive. We help them to get active again, have lots of energy, sleep well, reduce pain substantially, and start to lift their ability to do more things that they love in their life. And that program is a 3-month program typically. And we'll see a person twice a week during that time. And we're able to get 90% of the clients that go through that an 80% improvement in their situation because we measure and track everything. So immediately, our client retention is up, our conversion's up because we have got a concise way of saying this is what I do and how I do it and why it works. And I've put so many people through it before that there's proof that it works. Versus come and see me, I'm a chiropractor. In my case, let's just see what we can do and how it goes. Because eventually the pain of paying you and coming in and seeing you will outweigh the pain that they had in their body and in their life because of their issues. And so they'll just stop. And this is where people disappear and only come back when they've got major problems. Now, I don't want to dive too deep into it in this video, but you're perpetuating chronic pain issues with that. You're perpetuating a belief that treatment should be nice and quick and instantaneous every single time, because everyone else is competing, and I've been guilty of this myself, right? And you might be at this point. Don't get offended by what I'm saying. Just understand what I'm actually trying to say here, is that we all want to compete to get more clients. And so we start to undercut each other in price. We start to do more things for less. We start to try and get the alphabet after our name to be more fancy, get fancy laser machines, and be more convenient. I'll go to your house. I'll paint your fence. I'll look after your kids. Please be my client. But what that does is it changes the expectations of clients, which then limits their capacity to get long-term results. And so going back to fundamentals and saying things take time to heal. If you've got a chronic issue, in my case, there's a process that got you there. There's going to need to be a process to unwind that. And once it's unwound, typically if it's been there a long time, there needs to be some kind of maintenance until you and your lifestyle, your beliefs, your actions and behaviors, and your body learn how to manage yourself more effectively. Now, from the business side of things, it means better numbers. On the client side of things, it means better results. And those two should go hand in hand because we're offering a service. They could always just take the drugs and continue to suffer, but if they want the long-term outcomes, they're going to work with us. Now, a premium program means that we have more commitment. I'm more confident, more certain in what I do, which means that more people will start with me. And my experience in practice gets easier because I'm not working with people who could drop out at any second, which ultimately creates anxiety, if you know what I'm talking about, because Joe Blow could leave the practice and now I have to get another new client. And so instead of being new client obsessed, I become client outcome obsessed, client result obsessed, because I have the cash flow that I need. So you need to have a premium program. If that's in place, then when you do the marketing, you're able to grow. The third thing that you need is to have systems and a team. And so the practice that I'm talking about, we grew them by 400% in 12 months because they had systems in place. They didn't have a team, but they had good systems and processes. They had a premium program. And so when I was able to take some of the strategies that we teach our clients in the program, we took our client getting machine and we said, plug this in. Immediately, they were fully booked within 3 weeks. They had an associate who had always struggled, and within 6 weeks, that associate was fully booked. Because they had the systems in place, they were able to hire more associates. And within 6 months, business tripled. Within 12 months, it had quadrupled, bearing in mind there was a pandemic going on at the same time. So the reason that they got that success was they had systems and they had a team. They also had a premium program, or what is similar to that. I helped them refine it, but they had essentially a premium program. They had an offering that was valuable. And then when we added on a client getting machine, the business took off. Now, you might be in the situation where you think, I'm amazing at what I do. I've got a premium program. It works insanely well, but I don't know how to get consistent clients, and I don't really have a team. Well, the 3 things you need to understand about building a successful healthcare business is, first, you have to have consistent cash flow. Second, you have to have leverage, which is where it's not all dependent on you. Once that happens, you can go from single-digit or low double-digit percentage growth per year, per month, or whatever, and you can start going into triple digits. So when you have the systems in place, you can replicate them. Our team can help you get premium associates, premium contractors, support staff. They can teach you how to build premium programs and the systems that you need to run these things in your business and train your staff. And they can give you the marketing strategies that are already working. but what's required is for you to take action. So what I want you to do is I want you to let me know what you got out of this video, what you are thinking about differently in your business, and what you think that you may need, whether it's a client getting machine, whether it's a premium program, or whether you need more systems and more delegation so that you have more time to work on some stuff. Leave that in comments below. Let me know what you think. And if you're interested, there's going to be a link around this video for you to check out some resources. We have resources all over the show to help healthcare practices to grow. And one of the best ones is our practice growth game plan call. What that is a 15-minute call with our client success manager, Jake. He'll get on the phone with you and figure out where your business is at, where you want to take it to, and we'll map out a game plan for you to get those results. Now, there's nothing to buy on this call, so don't bring a credit card. It's not here to sell you anything. It's literally just here to say, what do we need to do to help you experience more results in your business? And then we'll point you in the direction of those resources. If working with us makes sense, we'll talk about that and let you know. And then if you want to ask more questions and find out more about that, we can put you on a call with somebody who can talk to you about that. But this call is just about figuring out where you're at, where you want to go, and what's the game plan needed to get you there faster and easier and help you even to go further. Because often we don't know what we don't know, and we can't see what we can't see. And we're on the other side of the fence. We've seen practices grow insane amounts, and we know what's possible. Massage therapists going from $2,000 a month to $20,000 a month. Chiropractors going from 50 to 150, 200K even a month. We had one practice, multidisciplinary. They had 6 clinics, I think it was, six or more clinics. We grew their revenue by $170,000 a month in 6 weeks. Now that's ridiculous, and that might be way outside where you're at. What I'm trying to say is no matter what level you're at in your healthcare business, fundamentally the process is the same. No matter what your goals are at whatever level in business you're in, fundamentally the process is the same to help you grow. My job is to help push you that little bit further, to help you realize more of your potential to generate revenue for your family and for yourself, and potential to help you to help more clients, because that's why we're in this business. So if you want some help, check out the links around this video, book a game plan call, and let's chat. And as always, I want to see your comments. Leave them below. Let me know what you think. Like this video, comment on it, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.